Hi there, my name is Jarrett Pumphrey.
And I'm Jerome Pumphrey. We're brothers, and we're the writers and illustrators of The Old Truck.
Usually when you see two names on the front of a book, it's because one person wrote the book and the other person illustrated it. In our case, we both wrote the words and made the pictures together. When it came to making the pictures, we made over 250 stamps. They look like this. The Old Truck is about an old farm truck that grows older on a farm and a young girl that grows up on the farm with it. It's a story about dreaming big dreams, working hard, and persevering to make those dreams come true. It's also a story about family. We based it in large part on our own family and the women in our family. And yeah, that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm. So had you heard of Harbor Springs or the Harbor Springs Festival of the Books prior to being invited?
We hadn't heard of Harbor Springs or the festival before we got the invite. We appreciate being invited to participate and share our book. We're really excited about it.
What or whom would you cite as some of the biggest influences on your work? What has drawn you to writing and illustrating the style that you do?
Okay. So if I had to cite an influence, the biggest influence for me, I think, was probably our dad. Mm-hmm. He told the best stories when we were growing up. And I remember wanting to be able to tell stories like that. And, you know, we read a lot as kids, read a lot of great books. Certainly those books inspired us, but I don't think, I think that's the reason I wanted to write, was those stories and hearing him tell those stories. So if I had to cite an influence, it's probably him.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I think for the artwork, in terms of an influence, we can look at the books that we read when we were little, the illustrators from that time period. Some that come to mind are Ezra Jack Keats, Maurice Sendak. Those are some that stand out. I think that our artwork does have a strong graphic look to it, and you can sort of see that from those works.
Yeah. Great.
Good.
Next question.
Next question. Okay, so this one. When you put pen to paper to begin a new work, is there a question that often drives your writing or illustration?
I think there probably is a question. That question is probably unique to the work and different from project to project. But, for me, it's always about making whatever we're working on sort of connect to us and our real lives and our family. That's pretty important to me, having that personal connection and writing something that's true to life and true to us.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I think also, so The Old Truck is our first book that we've written and illustrated together. And on that one, there were a few questions that we've talked about that we're exploring. I can say one question that just sparked the whole thing was just looking at an old truck in a field and just wondering about that, like what might be the story behind that and the family that lives there. And that definitely got the wheels turning on the project.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is, okay, so it's about
ultimate takeaway.
Yeah. So what is the ultimate takeaway you want a reader to have upon finishing your book? So on this, I would say I would want readers to just find something that they can relate to in the book, something that, maybe find themselves in the book a little bit and enjoy reading it. Have it be a story that they would like to return to.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I say, space is a pretty important element for us in our work. We want to leave space for the reader to put some of themselves, not connecting all the dots for them. And hopefully they can do that and they can see how it relates to them and find some hope in there.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'd love to hear your rapid-fire answers to the following. Please read the full statement with your answer. Okay, so A, the one book I'd like to read again for the first time is, I'll say Where the Wild Things Are.
It's probably Charlotte's Web for me.
Okay, next one. If I had to pick one body of water, it would be select ocean, lake, or river.
That's a hard one. I love being on the water. I usually like water that moves though, so it's either the ocean or river for me.
Okay, and I would say a lake. That feels safer. Okay. All right, true or false? Oxford comma all the way.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Yeah.
I will always reach for select plain, peanut, or neither M&M. For me, it's plain.
For me, it's probably peanut.
All right. A favorite podcast of late has been Children's Picture Book Podcast.
That's a great one. I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts, or I haven't lately, but I would listen to that one. That one's a good one.
Cool. The books currently on my nightstand are?
Almost done with this one, A Wish in the Dark. And the next one up for me is Ways to Make Sunshine by Renee Watson.
Okay, good. For me, I would say Hey Kiddo. And I need to, that's one I just finished, so I got to pick another book that I'm going to read next, but that's probably literally on my nightstand. Okay. Next one is, I'll take favorite ethnic cuisine or takeout option here any day of the week.
It's probably Tex-Mex or barbecue for me.
Yeah, so I will say I will take barbecue any day of the week.
Great.
Okay. I do my best reading in the morning, in the afternoon, at night.
I read whenever I can. It varies wildly, whenever I get a moment.
So for me, I do my best reading probably at night, and otherwise it's, if I'm traveling, if I'm on a plane and I have some time to read.
Great.
Good.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Thanks so much.